first ever Lotus with the full combustion engine will debut very soon, and stay tuned for my video where I will give y'all everything we know so far about the new Lotus Emira. And as today's video topic suggests, I have also rendered the Emira, so today I will be giving y'all my process of making my renders of the new Lotus Emira. If you haven't already, please subscribe down below to help me reach my goal of 2,000 subscribers before the end of 2021. And we do have a ton of car content that is coming up, including exciting supercar vlogs. So if you're a car fan like me, you're gonna like this channel. And again, stay tuned for my video about everything we know so far about the new Lotus Emira. But without further ado, let's jump right into my process of making my renders. So I have rendered a few unreleased cars for YouTube videos, and the first one I ever did was the McLaren ARTURA. The second one was the Ferrari 812 Competizione, but then at the time it was being called the Versione Speciale, and then comes this, the Lotus Emira. So first off, with the Lotus Emira renders, I started off with a Lotus Evora GT body, but then later on in the video I changed up the body lines, such as the roof line and also the front fascia, which gives it a lower center of gravity and also a lower frontal area. I also changed up the entire roof line of the Evora, and for the Emira's roof line I made it much more sleek and much lower. So if you're thinking that, oh, I'm just making a body kit for the Lotus Evora, well, no, you're wrong. This is basically an entirely different car. And since the Emira is the replacement of the Lotus Evora, it has to have an entirely different body, so that is exactly what we are going to be doing right now, blocking off every single design element of the Lotus Evora and changing every single aspect of the car. The Emira will also feature an all-new ducktail spoiler in the rear, which will help produce more downforce, and it is actually very similar to the new Aston Martin Vantage, so we're just going to integrate that into this render. And now we are going to design an all-new shoulder line for the Emira, and when the car has a strong shoulder line, it'll look like it's about to pounce forward at you, giving an aggressive stance, so we definitely want that. And my design of the shoulder line follows through the entire path of the door, and that little pathway from the shoulder line leads to the intake for the engine of the Lotus Emira, and it doesn't make it look like the intakes are just protruding out and making it look like it's not supposed to be there. It creates a very elegant look. And now I'm just designing another small little intake for the brake cooling of the Lotus Emira, because if you don't have the brake cooling, well, that's going to be a bad day. Now the Lotus Emira will have very similar and almost identical headlights to the Lotus Evija. And now if you look here, the shoulder line will wrap down around the whole front bumper and create a giant loop into the ducktail spoiler through the other side of the car, creating a smooth and elegant line flow. And then right here, the ducktail spoiler follows into that same part of the front bumper, and then it'll go back and loop around the other side of the car. Again, smooth line flow is key. It creates a very beautiful design. And speaking of the shoulder line going into the front bumper of the car, let's create the front grille. And also in a photo that was a teaser of the Lotus Emira, if you edit the photo and adjust the brightness and all that stuff, you can actually see that it has the same sort of intakes that are near the headlights of the Lotus Evija. So I have integrated that into this render. And at this point we are basically all done with my renders of the Lotus Emira, but first I have glossed up the paint a little bit to make it look more shiny, and I also did create a few other specs of the Lotus Emira. Here's the first spec, here's spec number 2, here's spec number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Comment down below which spec you like best, but without further ado, say hello to my renders and what could look like the upcoming Lotus Emira. Yeah, that is basically it for the process of making my renders of the new Lotus Emira. This car just looks so good, and I hope the production model looks like this. Tell me what you think about my renders down in the comments down below. Again, this will be the last ever fully combustion engine Lotus, and if you want more information about that, stay tuned for my video about everything we know so far about the new Lotus Emira. But that is basically it for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please give it a like, subscribe down below if you haven't already, and it will help me reach my goal of 2,000 subscribers before the end of 2021. And also, we do have a ton of car content that is coming up, including exciting supercar vlogs. So if you're a car fan like me, you're gonna like this channel. If you loved today's video, I know you'll love some of my other videos, so I recommend you go check them out. But I hope to see you in a future video. Bye for now. $1,900 horsepower. How you like the speedsters? Three SVJs. Insanity.